Welcome to the best Commander podcast in the world.
The entire world. We're going over budget cards again, but this time creatures.
I am your host, Joe Cherries.
I am your host, Beezy, and this is another episode of Budget Bombs. Now you could be watching on Google Play, Spotify, iTunes, or good old-fashioned YouTube, but either way, please give us a subscription.
Google Play.
Google Play.
Let's get right into it.
I don't really want to waste any time.
There's no time to be wasted.
Perfect.
Creatures that are under $1. Let's start off with some mana dorks. Mana dorks are pretty much just under $1 for the most part, other than like Noble Hierarch. So Elvish Mystic, Land War Elves. You can't get the Fighthorn Elves, so those are like $3.
Yeah, Fiendhorn Elves is a little pricier. Evanescence Pilgrim. Elves of Deep Shadow for your green-black decks.
We have Arbor Elf, untap that forest. Kiora, untap any permanent.
Kiora's follower?
Kiora's follower.
Not Kiora.
Not Kiora.
And also there's like 8 Kioras.
Kiora's follower. Sorry.
Gotcha.
Ramp.
Arbor Elf is pretty good if you want to put enchantments on the land and then untap it. You can also do Voyaging Satyr.
It's true. Voyaging Satyr is also under $1.
True.
We also have some more ramp. Ramp is pretty cheap. We have...
Yeah, you can get ramp. You shouldn't have a problem filling out your ramp in your green decks.
Ramp on creatures.
Like what?
Wood Elves, Spring Bloom Druid, and Elvish Rejuvenator. All these have an ETB different. One gets a forest untapped. One sacrifices the land, finds 2 basics tapped. The other one looks at the top 5 cards of your library. Mm-hmm. Pick a land from among them, put it onto the battlefield.
Any land.
Any land. I said a land.
Any land, though.
Well, so all those cards are...
I don't know which one my favorite is. Probably Wood Elves because it discounts a mana right away. But I think my next favorite is Rejuvenator because it can find really good lands.
I like Spring Bloom Druid too.
Yeah, I love them all. They're all so good.
Works good in like...
Those are like 3 of the best ones, and they're so cheap.
I get Frog Monster deck. It's
yeah,
great.
I mean, any deck that wants Harrow. Reclamation Sage is one of the best cards in Commander. In terms of decks it goes in so many decks.
I don't know.
Staple.
Staple is correct.
Unquestionable staple. I think it's so much better than Acidic Slime. I've never even come close to playing Acidic Slime.
It's way better than Acidic Slime.
I don't think the lands part matters. The Death Touch body, I think, certainly does not matter.
I think it matters. I just don't think it matters enough to warrant the 2 extra mana.
Yeah, and extra green.
Yeah, I agree. How about some $1 commanders? Give us 3 $1 commanders, some good and cool ones.
Just off the top of my head, Tatiova, Benthic Druid, Joda, Archmage Eternal, and Shirum the Hegemon.
Yep, Tatiova is awesome. This is a green-blue lands commander.
You just talked about her on Ranking Every Commander.
You also have to play. You get to play Simic. Draw cards and not Simic counters matter. That feels so much better.
No Simic counters matters.
Joda is a 5-color commander that you can...
Fist of Suns on a stick.
Fist of Suns on a stick. You get to do this.
Not a great card, but it'll discount your big, crazy spells. And Shirum is kind of an infinite combo commander if you want to play competitive, but you're on a budget. Also, just artifacts, shenanigans from the graveyard type stuff.
There's a lot of stuff you can do with Shirum. A lot of good stuff.
Great commentary.
What? I'm just saying, there's a lot of
good stuff, guys.
There's a lot of good value to get, a lot of good things to do. You don't have to play her infinite because you play her and get like a 4 or 5 mana artifact back.
She does go infinite very easily. 1 Phyrexian Metamorph and a sack outlet, and you're infinite.
That's true. You just go...
It's really easy to do.
Infinito. Do you even need a sack outlet?
Oh, no, you don't. Yeah, that's 1 payoff. Because the legend roll is your sack outlet. You just need a payoff.
No, wait, because you won't be able to target it if it's on the... Oh, no.
What are you talking about?
Yeah, because legendary rule overrules when you have to target.
Yeah.
Because that's legendary rule.
It's like a state-based thing.
Yeah, it's a weird thing. I was thinking you wouldn't be able to target it, but it's state-based. It's immediate.
Ayo.
You actually can.
Your favorite card.
Love this card. Coiling Oracle. This is blue-green 1/1. When it enters the battlefield, reveal the top card of your library. If it's a land, put it into play. If it's not, put it in your hand.
So worst case scenario is draw a card. Best case scenario, ramps you untapped. Costs 1 mana.
If you want to spend 15 more cents, you can get Risen Reef, which does it whenever an elemental enters.
Whenever any elemental.
Any elemental, including itself.
But the land enters tapped.
It's a little sadder. Very similar though.
I mean, one more trigger though, and you're feeling pretty good about your life.
You gotta spend $1.15 for that.
No, that's not even a budget bomb. Doesn't even know. Does Risen Reef even budget bomb?
How about this card is a combo card? Goblin Electromancer.
Green, red, blue for a 2/2.
How about just red blue?
Okay, let's discount it. Red blue for a 2/2, and it's a goblin, and your instant sorceries cost 1 colorless, less to cast.
It's just extremely in the decks it's good in. It's always great in.
Same as Brawl, but he's more expensive. He's a non-budget option. He's played Modern in Storm.
Yeah, this card is
It's
just
really good.
like I said. The decks that want this card love this card. The decks that don't want it does nothing.
Yeah, Mizzix type stuff. Any blue-red commander, really.
Yeah, most of your blue-red commanders want to be discounting their spells. Your Niv Mizzet decks, all that kind of stuff.
Getting a 5-mana spell eventually down to 1 is what you want to be doing.
Ugh, that's gross.
Value.
How about some of these? These are all very similar. Well, one of them is a little bit different. We have Zulaport Cutthroat.
Okay.
Whenever a creature you control dies, each opponent loses 1 life and you gain 1 life.
Okay.
We have Cruel Celebrant, which is
The exact same card.
the exact same thing, except it's a 1/2, and
Yep.
instead of costing 1 in the black, it costs black and a white.
Speaking of black-white, Corpse Knight, which is a 2/3 for 2. Oh,
No.
It's a 2/2 for 2. I'm never going to stop making that joke. And whenever another creature
Yeah.
enters under your control, each opponent loses 1 life.
Yep. Poison Tip Archer is another. Whenever a creature you control dies.
4 mana, 2/3 Death Touch. Whenever another creature dies, each opponent loses 1 life.
Yep. There's no gaining life on that one. But it has reach.
They're all sort of Aristocrats finishers. You don't need these expensive Aristocrats finishers. These cards will do it for no dollars, no monies.
Literally no dollars. Less than $1.
Seriously.
You might have to pull $1 out, but you'll still get change back.
You get more tiny dollars.
Tiny dollars.
They're circular.
All money is dollars.
Yeah. Welcome to this edition of All Money is Dollars. What's next? You love this card too, because you're a dirtbag.
What? Notion Thief is so strong. Notion Thief is a 3/1
Yep.
for 2 black-blue. Whenever an opponent would draw a card and it isn't their draw step,
Yep.
the first draw for their draw step, then you draw that card instead.
They don't draw and you draw. Well, this card is so mean. Why is it a 3/1, by the way? Why is it like a 1/1?
It's weirdly a 3/1. It also has flash.
Well, that's the relevant part.
So relevant. in this
It is essentially gain control of target spell, and then it's an enchantment that sits there and they have to kill it, or they can't draw cards.
game. It does die really easily, though.
Well, yeah, it'll die to whatever, but they're going to need to be ready for it, or you'll blow them out and then it dies and you don't care.
It dies to a hand sandwich.
If they try to draw 4 and you go, no, I'll draw 4 instead, that's an 8-card swing. Who cares if it dies?
It's really powerful.
Yeah, this card's great. If you're trying to be a jerk.
Don't ever play it if your opponent has.
Consecrated Sphinx. If
Yes.
you play this and they have Consecrated Sphinx, you lose the game because
Yep.
they can say, all right, I want to draw a card. And you go, nope, I'm going to draw a card. And they say, all right, I'll draw 2. But they can't. So you draw 2. So they say, I'll draw 4. But they can't. So you draw 4.
Notion Thief is not a May.
Yes, you cannot choose to stop this Consecrated Sphinx draw.
Also, you're going to win that player of the game because the final. Oh, wait. No, wait. The final draws that are going to go in a stack for your Consecrated Sphinx won't be replaced, and there'll be like a bunch of them.
Oh, the final ones? Yeah.
The final ones. So you're just going to draw like.
They don't lose.
I don't know
just
the
gonna
number.
Draw a bunch of cards, yeah.
Yeah, they're going to draw a bunch of cards after that. They're just going to win the game. And you're going to lose, and they're going to win.
Don't do it. It's
don't.
not a good idea.
Mentor of the Week. You love this card.
This is no, I don't. White sucks.
You have it in 2
Two in a,
decks.
does not mean it's good. 2 and a white for a 2/2. Whenever another creature with power 2 or less enters under your control, pay 1. If you draw a card, it's really don't like it. It's slow. It's what white needs though.
You play it in 2
It's-
different decks.
Doesn't mean it's that good.
Doesn't mean
White card draw is hard to come by. This card is good in white decks.
you play it in the green-white deck.
So, it's an off-ball deck.
Yeah. I'm just saying. What? How do you not like this? You don't like the card you played in 2 of your EDH decks?
I don't think it's that good. I just think it's fine.
It's weird that you played in 2 decks and you don't think it's good.
I don't know what you mean. What you want from me?
That's weird. You're freaking me out, man.
I wish it was better.
Don't you wish every card was better?
No.
Okay, that's fair. Evolution Sage. This is a 3/2.
This card's great.
Yeah. It's a 3/2 for 2 and a green. Whenever a land enters the battlefield, proliferate.
No.
Wait, what?
Whenever a land enters the battlefield under your control,
Oh.
proliferate. The card's not busted.
Okay, well.
I'll tell you, it would not be under $1 if it did that.
Okay, you're right.
It puts counters on planeswalkers. It puts +1/+1 counters, -1/-1 counters,
Manifestation count.
manifestation counters, filibuster counters, egg counters, snake counters, whatever else,
Well, it puts-
knowledge counters,
There's other weird counters. There's lots of them.
level up counters.
Yeah, it does. That's weird. You can level it up like that. I never even thought about
This card
that.
is really, really good. It is so good in any counters deck. Any counters deck
It was yeah,
with green in it.
It's really cool. Today, actually playing against this card, it was a really funny thing that happened. Played this, Billion of the Wilds out. He put a counter on it.
Okay.
He had Doubling Season also. You should put 2 counters on it.
Okay.
Played Nissa,
Yep.
who
Which
shakes
one?
the world.
Okay.
So ulted Nissa and just proliferated like a
Oh,
bajillion times.
That's so good.
It wasn't as insane because there wasn't much to proliferate, but it was still really like, yeah, I'll just get every single forest out on my deck and proliferate for each one.
This card also lets you do weird stuff like play a Planeswalker, ramp twice, play your land for turn, and then ultimate the Planeswalker. Like, oh yeah, that was easy.
Budget doubling season.
This card is better than Doubling Season. I don't think Doubling Season's that great.
I don't. It's
To be honest, I think this card is probably just a little better. I don't know if that's blasphemy, but I don't play Doubling Season in my counters deck, and I do play this card.
Yeah, and it counters deck.
I'm pretty happy about it.
But doubling season's good for its planeswalker thing.
It's pretty expensive.
Yeah, it's still good.
Well, I don't know which one's better. I'll say I don't know. How about that?
Yeah. I think doubling season's still better. I think this card's really good.
All right, I love this card. It's budget, it's green-black, it's an uncommon, it costs 3 mana. Nyx Weaver, 2/3. At the beginning of your upkeep, you mill 2, has reach, and then you pay 1 black-green, exile it to Eternal Witness, get back something from your graveyard.
No, you exile it, colon.
I said that.
Put the colon in the right spot.
I moved the colon,
You did move the colon. You put
which
it
is
before
not healthy for your body.
Be weird. So it only exiles if it resolves, which means you like target something, and then if they fizzle it, it wouldn't exile.
That was an important discussion that I'm glad we had.
I thought
It
so.
self-mills, which is great for any budget self-mill deck, and no one's ever going to kill it. You just always leave up the mana, crack it in a turn, get back your best spell. This card's really good in budget decks.
This card is really budget, yeah.
And it's an enchantment, if that matters to you.
But when we're talking about these cards, when we say it's really good, you don't even have to say it in a budget deck.
That's
It's implied that.
I mean, Evolution Sage is just really good, though.
That's true. Some of these cards are just really good, but some of them are really good in budget decks, like Nyx Weaver. Like,
Right.
If you can't get your E-Witness,
You can't afford your Eternal Witnesses and all your Life from the Loams and really expensive cards like that.
whatever that Winder card is. What's it called?
Skullwinder?
Skullwinder.
Yeah, but I don't like that card.
I'm just saying.
I
Like,
think I like this better than Skullwinder. It's close.
depends on the deck.
Yeah, it depends on the deck. If it's a group hug deck, Skullwinder's awesome.
Yeah, I mean, it also depends on like if you're gonna get something back to potentially be winning the game. It just doesn't matter that you're giving them something back.
Accurate. Gutter Snipe. These are in absolutely no order. If you can't tell, 2 in a red for a 2/2. Whenever you cast an instant or sorcery, it deals 2 damage to each opponent.
This is a good win count for a Spellslinger deck.
Budget win con. There, budget bomb. Swings the game in your favor. You can start really stacking up damage. If you cast 2 things with this out, that's 12 damage. Now I don't care if it dies. That's just worth your mana.
Yeah, I cut this from my Torbrand deck, but it's only because it doesn't have instant sorceries. It has nothing to do with the fact that this card is.
Oof. You cut this card?
I don't
Seems
have.
really good.
It's not. There's not enough instant sorceries in the deck. The next card is Carrion Feeder. This card was recently just reprinted to be put into Modern from Modern Horizons, and that made it go way down in
This card
price.
is so good.
It's like 25 cents.
1 mana for a 1/1. Can't block. But you can sacrifice a creature to put a counter on it. For free, it's a free sack outlet. Free sack outlets are premium in sack outlet decks.
Yeah. You want your Viscera Seers too, but they're expensive.
They're more expensive.
They're so expensive.
Viscera Seer is probably better.
Viscera Seers better? Yeah.
I don't know. It's really all you care about is the free sack outlet part. So this you're going to be very happy. It's the difference between not being able to go infinite and being able to go infinite.
Yeah. Free sack outlets are extremely valuable.
Seriously, if you have a deck you're trying to cut a sack outlet and you don't know which one, whichever one is the most expensive is probably your worst sack outlet.
Flesh next. I don't know why. I just kind of
Flesh next.
Flesh next. Flesh Bag Marauder is our next card. This is 3/1 whenever it enters. A 3/1 for 2 and a black when it enters the battlefield. Each player sacrifices the creature. A lot of times you just sacrifice this and everyone else sacrifices the creature.
It just becomes innocent blood. Sometimes, though, I think Innocent Blood is better and people don't realize it. Like, if you're not a creature deck, just play Innocent Blood if you want this effect so bad. But, like, you're a creature deck and you want to reanimate stuff, Fleshbag Marauder's your guy.
Even better than Fleshbag Marauder, though, is Playcrafter.
Didn't think we'd get a better version of Fleshbag Marauder.
Which we just did. 2 and a black for a 3/2.
Upgrade.
When it enters the battlefield, each player sacrifices a creature or planeswalker.
Upgrade.
If they cannot sacrifice a creature or planeswalker, then they discard a card.
Upgrade. You always get something out of every opponent no matter what.
Yeah, this card's very, very good.
Oh, this can just destroy planeswalker? What the heck? This card's really good.
Yeah, it's It's
Catch somebody off guard like that. Yeah.
I had it happen I had it happen earlier today.
Hit a planeswalker?
Yeah, it hit my Chandra.
Jeez.
Also, this is random, but also the other thing it randomly did today, was be played by Ken was playing it. He played it at least like 15 times. It was the most ridiculous thing ever.
You're just discarding all your cards?
Yeah. It was like,
Yeah, once you start flickering in and they're discarding cards, you feel like you can't lose.
I just kept rebuying it with any reanimation spell.
You should. It's one of the best things you can rebuy, for sure.
It was getting rebought by a Sun Titan, too.
Ugh, okay. Trinket Mage. 2 and a blue for 2/2. When it enters the battlefield, search your library for an artifact card with mana cost 1 or 0. Put it in your hand.
Soul Ring cost 1.
Soul Ring, Expedition Map, Wayfarer's Bauble,
Relic of Progenitus.
Mana Crypt, Nile Spellbomb, Sensei's Divining Top.
There's so many. There's
Codex
more.
Shredder.
We don't really. We could sit here and probably list them until we die.
Lantern of Insight. Ghoulcaller's Bell.
We're gonna die.
Pixis of Pandemonium.
We're out of them. I think we're finally
That's it.
out
That's
of them.
everyone in Magic. But this card is really good. It's versatile. It's a tutor. Any tutor you're trying to play in your cheap deck.
Yeah, I mean, there's just like I said, a lot of the cards you listed there. Some of them are expensive, but some of them cost like less than $1.
Right. Wayfarer's Bauble's a couple bucks now.
It's like
'Cause people are catching on.
Almost $2.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
That card's not even that good.
It's not $2 good.
Grim Horospecs. Read it.
Grim Horospecs is 3 in a black for a 3/2. Correct? I believe. I thought it was a 3/2. Just making sure.
Yeah, it's good.
Yes, it has morph. It can be turned up
course.
for 1 black.
Useless text.
Useless text that you never reply.
Would you like to pay 1 extra mana for your creature? No. No, I would not.
Doesn't it cost the same?
You could pay 3 in a black or 2 in a black. Your choice.
Wait, it costs 2 in a black?
The card is 2 in a black.
I thought Grim Horospecs cost 3 in a black.
You've been wrong this whole time.
Yeah, I guess so.
I don't know what to tell you.
Are you sure?
Yes.
I feel like I've been like my head's ready to
I don't
explode.
think I've ever even seen you play this card.
You've played it enough that I know.
I'm like on turn 3, yeah. I have played this on turn 3
Yeah,
with no ramp.
only on turn 4.
You want to read it?
Whenever a creature you control dies,
Nope. Whenever another non-token creature you control does, draw a card.
whenever another non-token creature you control dies, draw a card.
You have to.
You have to, so
Darn it.
So you're gonna die.
This card is fine. It's one of the worst of that option because it's only your guys and it doesn't count tokens. But this, don't get me wrong, this card is better than Harvester of Souls. I don't think Harvester of Souls is that good.
Well, that costs like 6 mana.
And the best version of when something dies, draw a card is probably Liliana, Dreadhorde General.
Well, that card's insane.
That card's ridiculous. But this card is certainly
It's
fine.
also 6 mana though.
Yeah, it's cheap. No, I mean, Harvester of Souls is poop.
Well, I was just laughing because
Does Harvester of Souls destroy 6 creatures when it enters? I don't think it does.
Yeah, I was just laughing because I was like randomly hating on it for being 6 mana, and the other one you list just happened to be 6 mana.
This happens to be good. Okay. Grimhar Spec's really cheap, really good. It's even good in competitive decks. It's the Black Mentor of the Meek. You know, maybe it could be a little better, but I'll play it all the time.
I think this card's much better than Mentor of the Meek.
It is, because black is much better than white.
That's true. Sultai is much better than Boros. We know this.
True. That is a true
We
statement.
know this to be true.
True statement you just uttered. What about Archaeomancer?
Archaeomancer is a 2/2 for
Nope, it's a 1/2.
1/2. Yeah, it's a 1/2 for 2 blue. When it enters the battlefield, return target instant sorcery from your graveyard to your hand.
Think of it like expensive Eternal Witness. If you're in a blue spells deck, you don't care that it says instant or sorcery. That's every card you care about. It's a cheap jump blocker. It'll gain you some life.
Yeah, getting back to instant sorcery is what you care about. Plus,
Or in
it
a
can be
flicker-
flickered.
In a flicker deck, you want more copies of Eternal Witness in your flicker deck. So
It's really good with Ghostly Flicker.
ooh, get back to Ghostly Flicker.
Get back, flicker 2 things, get value from 1, get the Ghost Flicker back with this one.
What was that one combo our friend was talking about? You make a token copy of Archaeomancer, and then you play the 1 mana populate sorcery, and you get that with your token of Archaeomancer, and you
my
keep playing
God.
it. Shout out to that combo.
That certainly is something.
You have to jump through hoops, and you can now pay 1 mana to make a 1/2.
Whoa! Wee-wee!
Soul of the Harvest is another like B-list card drawer. It's 6 mana for a 6/6 trampler. Whenever another non-token creature enters under your control, you draw a card.
This card's good.
Awesome top end for any elf ball deck. This card's really sweet.
You want to play Beast Whisperer first, but if you're on a budget,
I think it goes Beast Whisperer, Guardian Project, and then this.
Yep, and both Guardian
Or
Projects.
wait, this is the worst one. I went up, but I meant to go down.
The other-
if you're watching.
Regardless, the other The other two are not budget. This one is budget. It's very cheap. It's been printed like 25,000 times for whatever reason.
Yeah, I'm not sure why, but they love printing this. They keep putting it in the welcome decks where it was secretly in standard for like 5 years and nobody cared or knew.
Soul of Harvest.
Yes.
Always legal in standards.
Since Avison Restore, but you didn't know.
Ravenous Chupacabra is a 2/2 for 2 black. When it enters the battlefield, destroy target creature.
This is a really pushed uncommon.
It's very solid.
This card is rock solid. Flicker decks, Reanimation decks, Marin of Clan Neltoth, Carador, those types of suspects.
Yeah, and again, it's just there's better versions of this card.
Shriekmaw,
but you got that budget.
Shriekmaw's probably better, but this is probably cheaper. So I'd rather buy this if I have $25 to spend on a deck. I'm taking this card every time.
Yeah. I really like. Also, it's a Chupacabra.
There's like 3 Chupacabras in Magic.
Is there?
And they all just came out recently.
I didn't even know there was any other Chupacabras.
There's one other one in Rivals, I think. Or no, regular Ixalan. Lurking Chupacabra.
Obviously, Chupacabras are a real thing.
I think that card is whenever you explore, something gets -2/-2.
So what is the lore? The Chupacabras kill things? Is that what they do?
Chupacabras are just vicious creatures.
Well, yeah.
I know they kill livestock in a lot of the stories I've heard about.
The creepypastas you listen to.
Creepypastas, yeah. They're not the Chupacabra creepypastas are not the strongest. Look up fake footage of Chupacabras running. Not fake footage, but people say they're real footage. It's creepy.
It's fake footage.
It's at least spooky because it basically just looks like a black pig running, but it's like going. It's like crazy. I just messed up my hair.
Because you were going crazy.
Oh, you just messed up your hair.
Oh no, hair.
All right, yeah, but Chupacabra, that's a new Magic card.
Caustic Caterpillar is another.
I love this little guy.
Removal spell.
I wasn't high on it until I realized that I really like this card.
Well, wait, you didn't like this card at some point?
Well,
it seems like a card
when I say that, I mean before I tried it out in like my Carador deck. That was like 3 years ago.
It's so good.
I just kind of wrote it off, but it's as good, if not slightly worse than Reclamation Sage.
Or in some ways better.
Yeah, you can search it up with things like Recruiter of the Guard or things that care about 1
power
or 1 cost creatures. You can keep it and put it on installment plans, so you can pay 1 mana and then 2 mana next turn.
If you're, say, you just happen to be low on creatures and there's not artifacts on the board, you get to keep it around as you go around the board, and people don't want to play an artifact or enchantment into it, knowing that you can just play it again next turn in like a Carador deck.
Yeah, there's a threat of it. There's also commanders like Karamitra, where you want to just cast your creatures now. Chulane is the same way. You just want to cast your creature, and then if it does something later, great. But you want to get the benefit right away. So, I can spend 1 mana now, tap out, no one's going to kill this thing. Then I'm going to untap, and now I can still do this, and I get my land or my card or whatever you want with your commander.
Yeah. It is on the same, I believe it's on the exact same level as Rexage, which you said
we are super high on. Higher than most.
I am super high on this card as well.
Yeah, don't sleep on Caustic Caterpillar just because it looks like a really bad limited card.
It also looks like it also is a caterpillar. How many caterpillars do you get to play in Magic? Not many.
Play your Chupacabras, play your Caterpillars, play the tribal weird stuff deck.
Play your Mystic Snakes.
Oh, 1 blue-green. Counterspell plus bear. When it enters, you can counterspell.
Super good in a Flicker deck. Super good in a Flicker deck.
The cycle is so cool because they just took Counterspell and put different stuff on it. Counterspell plus bear. Counterspell plus lightning bolt. Counterspell plus healing salve. I don't think it was Counterspell plus lightning bolt. I don't remember what it was. Counterspell plus shock, I think it was.
I don't
really care that much. This one's the coolest one. You can flicker it. It can be impressive if you're in control of the game. It's not so unplayable that I think that non-budget decks should never have this card. It's fine.
No, I think it goes in certain decks.
It can be pretty good, yeah. Rune type decks.
Chulane. Fits right in Chulane.
Sure it does. You just want all your abilities to be creatures.
Yeah. This card is, exactly. Your ability is creature, you get a counter spell.
Yeah, would you play 1 blue-green for 2/2 counterspell growth spiral?
Yeah, that's woo! That's pretty
Master
fun.
of woo!
The Master of Woo. No, he's a little bit over $1.
Well, we're about to bleed into that episode. Steel Hellkite is 6 mana for a 5/5. You can pay 2 to give it +1/+0. It's got flying. When it deals damage to a player, you can pay X and destroy all their non-land permanents with mana cost exactly X.
I love that you just don't even list the other ability on the card.
What ability did I not list?
Did you say pay 2, give it +1/+1?
Yes, I did. Check the tapes. I said it. This card is not very good.
I'm the editor. We'll see who said what.
This card is not very good. It's definitely Specifically, I want to be in artifacts and on a budget.
On a
Or in
budget.
colors that cannot answer certain permanents.
Like blue, where you can make it unblockable.
Yeah, blue, you can make it unblockable. Red, artifact decks probably want this. Can't answer enchantments with red. I don't think I want it in black, green, or white decks, though.
That's
Maybe white. I don't know.
that is completely and 100% reasonable, BZ.
Yeah, this card's fine. Dragon Tribal. It's just a budget top-end card.
Yeah, it's what budget bomb.
Budget bomb! Swing the game in your favor!
Boom, 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 boom.
We weren't in on the budget bombs last episode, but now we're just going to say it every 5 minutes. Walking Atlas, budget bomb! 2 mana, 1/1.
yeah, swing the game in your favor.
Tap. Put a land from your hand into play. Fun fact, this card was misprinted because of the Eldrazi that were about to come out in the next set. So it is not an artifact on the card, but it is an artifact creature.
It's errata to
It
be
does
an
not
artifact.
say that it is, but it is.
It just says it's a construct. Yeah.
So any artifact synergies, this goes in decks where you want to draw a bunch of cards.
Yeah, it's any blue deck where you draw a ton of cards, put extra lands in the play, make extra land drops.
If you play this on turn 2 in a blue card draw deck, it feels like you're cheating. Where it just comes in untapped. Like, I get 2 lands a turn. Awesome.
It's strong.
You can untap for crazy synergy if you really want to. It's good with things like land tax in white decks. Wombo combos with that.
That's really good.
Search for-
That's a good one.
Yeah, it's pretty sweet.
Yeah, 'cause in white decks you can always
You
find
can
your
play
land tax.
tithe, land tax. There's a million ways to do it like that. So
Those cards aren't budget.
even the bounce lands.
Karoo.
If you want to play Karoo lands in your Boros stack, whatever, that's
Or-
going to help you with this too.
What? If you're in mono white, you can literally play Karoo.
You can only play the OG. Karoo.
the Karoo, the one that the other lands have gotten their nickname from.
We're also really high on Walking Atlas. It's another card we like a lot. Putrid Imp. This card is dirty, and it's only 1 mana. Black for a 1/1. Threshold. It gets +1/+1 if there's 7 or more cards in your graveyard, and you can discard a card, against flying.
Yeah.
Literally none of that matters at all. It says discard a card, and there's almost no cards in Magic that say that.
Yes. Putrid Imp does it for 1 mana.
It costs 1 mana, and it's free to discard whatever you want. I mean, it's obviously card advantage, but you gain advantage back when you abuse that ability.
Yeah, you throw your Protein Hulk into the graveyard, reanimate it, sack
Oops,
it.
game over.
Game over, yeah. It's just,
Any threat like that, not just ones that end the game immediately.
yeah, I mean, you
Protein
throw-
Hulk, also like
throw a blank-
super cheap Magic card. Protein Hulk is not expensive.
I don't know how much it is. It's not. It's over $1.
That card used to be under $1, and it's like $4 now.
Well, yeah, it was banned. That's why it was under $1.
No, when it got unbanned,
Really, it was.
it got unbanned right into reprint, and it was like nothing. But there's like every day there's more people playing Commander, so the cards just keep going up.
Yeah. We want our reprints.
We want our reprints. We only have 4 more cards to go.
And all 4 of these are pretty good.
Every card we've listed is pretty good.
Pretty good. This one is Renegade Railier. He is 1 green-white for a 3/2 Revolt. When he enters the battlefield, return target permanent from your graveyard converted mana cost 2 or less from the graveyard to the battlefield. If
A permanent you control left this turn.
so, if you crack that fetch land, return that fetch land.
Not just fetch lands. Like Terramorphic Expanse, budget fetch lands
It's
like
a fetch
that.
land.
Basic land cycling lands, Ash Barrens comes back. This card is really strong for being so budget. It combos with other cards.
Safi.
It combos with Safi Eriksdotter, which is not an expensive card either. If she's $5 or $6, I
Yeah.
think.
Safi, Renegade Railier, sack outlet, payoff. You win.
That goes infinite. Renegade Railier works well with Animate Dead. They're best friends.
There.
If there's Animate Dead in your graveyard, you can go, okay, I want this creature. Oh, and here we go. Whatever creature I want is back.
Yeah, it's Renegade Railier is just it's a very good card. That's all there is
Your
to it.
Abzan Aristocrat decks, absolute auto include.
Yeah. I mean, there's probably other decks that we're not thinking of.
Flicker decks.
Flicker
You
decks.
flicker itself, it leaves the battlefield, counts itself leaving, comes back, does something.
That's so good.
Yeah, really, really strong card.
Good in Sun Titan decks.
Ooh, here's a bread and butter graveyard card. Satyr Wayfinder. 1 and a green for a 1/1, enters the battlefield, look at the top 4 cards of your library, put a land from among them, you can reveal it, and then the rest go to the graveyard.
Yeah, you have to reveal it, obviously.
This is a card I would play 25 of if I could. I love doing this. It's a very fun thing to just do, to just draw a land.
You have to pay 25 of them.
Well,
The
I'd
deck could be really boring.
Yeah. Turn 2, Satyr Wayfinder.
Turn 3, Satyr Wayfinder.
Turn
Turn
4,
4,
double spell.
2 Satyr Wayfinders.
It replaces itself and it fills your graveyard. We need to go too in depth. You know when you want it. This card's really good.
Yeah. This next one, you can read this one. You play this one. I don't play
Fierce
this one.
Empath, 200 green for 1/1. Enters the battlefield, search your library for a creature card with mana cost 6 or greater. Put it into your hand. Find your bombs.
You know what
Crater Hoof. Soul of the Harvest.
That's what I was gonna say.
Steel Hellkite. Protean Hulk.
I was literally, I was waiting so I
You were
could.
salivating.
I was like,
Why don't you read this one?
I
I
just want to
got something I want to say later.
Soul the Harvest, baby. Play your $1 card. Get your $1 card. Boom!
Budget bombs.
Budget bombs.
Okay, there's one more card and then we're gonna sign off.
Sangomancer, this is a 3/3 for 3 with flying, or 3/3 for 3. This is a 3/3 for 2 black
4.
with 3/3 for
I was
4.
reminding them that number was 4.
Okay, I was like, are you interrupting? It has flying, but that's not what matters on this card at all.
Nope.
What matters on this card is whenever an opponent discards a card, you gain 3 life. Whenever a creature an opponent controls dies, you gain 3 life.
That's a lot of life.
That's
Plague Crafter is what you want to play after this.
Yes. Play a board wipe after this even. Kill it, but you'll gain like
Wheel of Fortune.
Wheel of Money. Nobody
You didn't even. Okay, comment I guess if you know what Wheel of Money is, but
It's
Wheel Reforge the Soul even discards everyone's hand, gain 50 life. Okay, this is best friends with Aetherflux Reservoir too.
It is. So yeah, loves Aetherflux Reservoir because you get to gain like what? Like I said, you play a board wipe and then you're above 50 most likely.
Sounds good to me. Any deck where you're trying to pay life, this is one of the best payoffs for that.
Get those in your Necrozar deck if you're wheeling and
I would
dealing.
put this in my Necrozar deck for sure.
Yeah, because I would never want to play Necrozar competitively personally.
I don't like playing Necrosar because I like crafting strategies, and your strategy doesn't actually involve the cards. It just involves the number of cards.
That's fair.
I don't like that personally. But we're done now. That was all the creatures that we have that were under $1 and qualify as budget bombs.
Budget bombs.
Budget bombs. Okay, we got people to thank, so we're going to start doing that. Who are we thanking today?
The same people we thank every single video, our 28 patrons.
Hashtag they pay for the show.
They pay for the show. If you would like to join them and support this channel and this show, head over to patreon.com/nitpicking nerds and join them and help us make better content for you.
Exactly. Random shout out. Do it right now.
Special shout outs to Esper Ragnarok. We just did a deck tech farm on Monday. Shout outs to him.
Convenient that he got the shout out. That's pretty random.
I know. It was so random. Off the top of my head, there wasn't even a cut in the video because you're listening. Everyone's just listening to this audibly. Nobody saw the cut.
What cut?
Smooth as could. Yeah, exactly. BZ, thank you.
Okay, also, if you want to buy any Magic cards, if you're thinking like, I want Magic cards, well, you can buy them from VCG Player and use the link in the description, and you'll be helping out the channel as you buy whatever you want from that link. You can navigate wherever you want on the website, just buy something, and then we'll get a little cut of the dough, and we'll be able to improve the show.
Thank you so much for watching. This was another episode of Budget Bombs.
Budget Bomb. We're probably going to chain these together for like 5 weeks. It's so much fun.
Well, we're gonna go through each type, right? Maybe do some
Maybe
lands.
we'll even do a cards we forgot. Budget Bombs.
Budget Bombs that we forgot.
Okay.
Peace out, Tribes.
Peace out, Tribe Scout.
I already said it. Budget Bombs.
Budget Bombs.